What's up, people? Oh, let me not scream. My mic is right here. What's up, people? Sorry for anybody watching the video. The BQF, yours truly, Alex A. Dizzle, Black QBs in Effect.com website. So, the NFL is heating up. This week 5 just finished off week 6. Weeks be rolling by, man. Some teams just starting out not so great. Two of my favorite black quarterbacks, Lamar and Patrick. Lamar's in a deeper hole than Patrick is. Patrick and them lost just last night, right? Today's Tuesday. They lost to Jacksonville. And, I was just looking over numbers. Patrick threw for 318 yards. I didn't write his QBR rating down, but I'm sure it was pretty high. But I find that QBR, which is the lower number than the rating, like, I'm going to go over the winning quarterback statistics in a moment, but, like, I forget what Tua had better statistical numbers than my man who won the game, Bryce Young. And his... they be killing some of these quarterbacks with the QBR. Those numbers, oh my goodness. But Tua's numbers, he had an 80.4 QBR, and Bryce Young had a 38.2. Bryce Young's rating was 90.7, and Tua had a 122. But Tua lost the game. I rewatched some of them games last night. I was tired. It was late. But, on YouTube, they chop the game up and show you all the plays. They take away all the timeouts and all the other stuff, commercials, and just show you most of the game, or the action. Tua and them was holding off. They scored early and they were up, but Bryce Young and them held and won the game. So, but anyway, it's just like Justin Fields. They lost to the Cowboys, of course. His numbers were just horrible. But he had 100.2 on the rating, and he had a 24.3 QBR. The QBRs are rough on even the winning quarterbacks. Sometimes have low QBRs, like Bryce Young, 38.2. So it's just interesting to me. I always reference my age because I've been watching football for a long time, people. And like I tell you, I don't need some of these TV analysts to tell me what I've seen with my own eyes. There's a couple I like, and I mention their names from time to time, and they have better information and good information because they have insiders and they talk to people, and they have right there on them shows, but I don't have time to watch all them shows. Anyway, I just love talking about the black quarterback, which they're not going to do. They're only going to talk about the ones, Patrick and Lamar and... who else? There's Jalen Hurts, who's won a Super Bowl recently. So, but I like to talk about all the black quarterbacks, whether they're winning or losing. On my website, blackqbsineffect.com, I mention every last one of them. So, it is what it is. I do what I do. Not a lot of people watch my videos, because what I'm finding with people, and it's been this way forever, it ain't nothing brand new. But what's brand new is the amount of black quarterbacks in the NFL. Because when I was a young kid, I know I'm getting old, but when I was a young kid I was born in 64. So, around 70, I remember watching football as a young boy. And through the 70s and early 80s, there was hardly any black quarterbacks, maybe a couple. But, something I forgot to do before I started this video was check the statistics of the number of, the percentage of the NFL of black players, and it's well over 60. Okay, so they will never mention statistics like that on any TV channel. But that the league is primarily black. It's got more black players than it does white players. So it's well past 50. It ain't like 51-49. It's like 60-40, 65-35. So, and the quarterbacks are catching up. It's 16-16 now. My man got benched in New York. I can't think his name will come to me. I got so many names going through my man. Russell. He got benched. Lamar's hurt. So and 3 were on bye. But we got 16 black quarterbacks starting. That's half the league. I count Tua. Tua's black. I don't care. I've shown the pictures of him in the cornrows. White guy can't do that. Okay, I mean, he can put his hair like that, but he's still white. Tua, I know he's Hawaiian, but I count him and Marcus Mariota as black, okay? I'm just saying. I've made the jokes, but black man, do some history. When I say do some history, go read, okay? That's all I'm saying. But anyway, it's just the NFL is the most exciting sport to me. I mean, it's crazy. I know we just 5 games into it, and, you know, some people got a chance. Some black quarterbacks don't. You know, if the Ravens lose 1 or 2 more games, they probably not going to make the playoffs. Because there's going to be other teams that just have better records than them. And that's going to be it, you know. You know, if you ain't got a better record than these teams and you've lost to them. So I don't know if they can hold a tie with, I forget who was quarterback for them. I rewatched that Houston game with them. And, you know, it was the first time that C.J. Stroud, I think they beat him in Baltimore too. Yeah. Cooper Rush was the quarterback. And they just beat down the Ravens. The Ravens defense. And people want to talk about the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. They couldn't stop nobody. Their defense, the offensive line. I looked at a stat, sacks, and I didn't look at it before I started my video. But Lamar, this is through 3.5 games, okay? Through 3.5, he was sacked, I think it was 15, 16 times. And it was no one, it was a couple other teams where I had 12, 13, I can't remember the quarterback in the team. But that's not elite offensive line play. He's running for his life. And he was the reason the Ravens were even in games. Now, I mean, my mind is thinking about last. I'm just going to say this. He was MVP, not last year, but 2 years in a row before that. 0. I shouldn't say 0. I don't watch all TV. But very few commercials, advertisements. And I know he ain't the best well-spoken person, but he speaks a lot better than when he first came into the league. All I'm saying is he should have some advertisements. I think, you know, he should be on TV, but he's not. I see Josh Allen all over ads. They want him. They want that white boy to win a Super Bowl. For one, Buffalo ain't never won a Super Bowl, and they just want it to be a white guy. Because blacks are starting to dominate the quarterback position. They're like, oh, time out here. We need some whiteness. We need some white guys. Josh Allen's good. You know, he's very good. One of the best white quarterbacks out there. But here at the BQF, baby, it's about the black guy. So let me get to some statistics of some of my guys that have won for the first time this year and the first time in their career, like Cam Ward. He's a rookie. This is his first victory against the Cardinals. I'll get to him in a moment. I rewatched a lot of these games. I tried to late last night. It's early Tuesday morning, October the 7th. As the year rolls along. But let me check out Spencer Rattler. I was just so happy for Spencer. And he looked good playing. They just, I don't know, man. Their team just, at times. But he looked like he can handle it. So, he was 21 for 31. 225 yards. 7.5 average. So, he's getting the ball down the field. 1 touchdown, 0 INTs. And he's sacked 0 times. He can move. He's young. His QBR was 61.1 and the rating 99.5. And I started writing down the quarterback's rushing yards. There ain't no touchdowns from none of them, but he was 6 for 21. So he didn't get sacked. He won the game. And I'm happy for Spencer because it's been a rough. And what they kept talking online was the Saints actually drafted him. And he's one of the first quarterbacks to win a game in a long time that they've actually drafted. I forget the exact year. So I don't think they drafted Drew Brees. Drew Brees was in San Diego at the time. I believe it was San Diego. Well, they called them San Diego Chargers, but L.A. at this point. Dakota Rain Prescott, the $60 million man. My picture of Dak is like this. He holding up his arms and just like, finally. But I forget who they play next. They go up into somewhere. I forget. I forget the game. But the pressure don't stop because Sunday's coming back real quick. But his stats. 18 for 29, 237 yards, 8.2 average. Dak had 4 touchdowns. Wow, 0 INTs. He was sacked one time for -1 yard. Now, his QBR is 88. His rating, 127.4. It's not the highest, but it's up there. And he rushed 7 times for 28 yards. Bryce Young, he ain't never gonna win a Super Bowl. I'm sorry, he ain't gonna get close. He's black and I love him, but I mean he ain't no bigger than me. I mean he's thicker. I did look up their weights, but he's 5'11". I think he's close to 200. You gotta have some thickness. I'm only 175. I get broken up on an NFL field. You gotta have some thickness till you're gonna play quarterback, because those cats is 250, close to 300. Those D linemen, they can't plop them no more like they used to, like they did Rich Gannon in the Super Bowl years ago for the Raiders. They just fell right on. Bloop. You can't do that. You gotta kind of roll over them. But he was 19 for 30. 198 yards, less than 200. There ain't been a lot of people throwing for over 300 these days. He was 6.6 average, 2 touchdowns, 1 INT. He was sacked 3 times for 19 yards. Now, his QBR was 38.2. His rating was 90.7. And like I said, I just looked at Tua's QBR, which was 80.4, and his rating was 122. So Tua had the better stats. I think Tua three touchdowns, 0 INTs. But that Miami just kind of fell apart in the second half, late in that game. And Carolina was able to win. He rushed 2 times for 10 yards. That's Bryce Young. So, but Tua had the better stats from that game. They just lost the game. One of my favorite, CJ Stroud. He was Rookie of the Year a couple years ago. Had a down year last year. And they got off to a 0-3 start, but they won. They beat up on the Ravens minus Lamar, okay, because they had never beaten the Ravens before. They were 0-8. But without Lamar, the Ravens are less than average. But CJ was 23 for 27, 244 yards. He's throwing it. He had a 9.0 average for, connecting on passes. That's almost a first down. He had 4 touchdowns, 0 INTs. He was sacked 2 times for -17 yards. Now, his QBR is one of the highest ones I've seen so far this year. It was 99.3. His rating was 143.9. So he only missed on 4 passes. I think that QBR takes on how many you connect on. It has to, because he has one of the highest ones, and people with, how can you say, lower, they throw the ball 40 times, only connect on 20. The QBR seem to be lower. Like, as an example, my next guy is Cam Ward. And Cam was 21 for 39. His QBR was 37.1. But he passed for 265 yards, 6.8 average, 0 touchdowns, and 1 INT. He was sacked 2 times for 16 yards. As I say, I didn't look at Kyler's specific numbers, but I'm sure Kyler's were close, because Cam is almost running for his life, seems like, on every play that he drops back to pass. So he had a 37.1 QBR and a 64.6 rating. The ratings are always higher than the QBRs. The QBRs are hitting them hard, man. And then I got the Jersey people, Jaden Daniels. Man, look, they want to talk about that boy out there in L.A., that Dagon challenge, the Chiefs and Denver. God, at this point, they both got better records than the Chiefs. So, Justin Herbert, I was glad they put them down. I mean, I don't hate the Chargers, but they just talk about them like he's supposed to be all world. And I think he got commercials, and they ain't never won MVP. They ain't never won nothing significant, but yet he got commercials, and Lamar doesn't. But, okay, Jaden was 15 for 26. He missed on, 11 passes? His QBR was 71.8. So, but he had 231 yards, 8.9 average, only 1 touchdown, 0 INTs. He was sacked 1 time for -5 yards. His rating was 100, people. But that Commander defense, they just put it on them, man. I mean, I was watching that game live on Sunday, and it was all over my man. Herbert didn't have a chance half the day on time. So Jaden Daniels and them, they're going to challenge the Eagles for that division, and I wrote about it a little bit at the website, Black QBs, QBS, Black QBs, QBS, ineffect.com website. The Eagles better get their offense together because Jaden and them are coming to take that division. I don't think the Cowboys will. I mean, the Cowboys might make the playoffs, might not, based on it. 3 teams can come out of one division. So, I mean, you got the Rams and the Niners who are doing well, and then the Packers and the Lions are doing well, and then it's probably just going to be one team out of the South. And I'm hoping Michael Penix Jr. can challenge Tampa Bay and them because it might just be one team. So, I mean, we're going to see. It's still early, but the season rolls along very quickly. There's my lion in the background over my shoulder. It's my guy. Yeah. So, the losing quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes. He threw for 318 yards. One of the he was the only black quarterback that threw for over 300. Kyler Murray. I live here in Phoenix, Mesa, Arizona. They ain't never gonna say this on TV. He's just too short. Okay? I mean, as good as he can be, will be, it ain't never gonna get the Cardinals to the Super Bowl. And he is making $46 million. People, look, and I know these sports contracts are like over the, and they don't do nothing for no one in life. They don't help you when you got bills. You just feels good. Yeah, I root for my team, and I'm way past that. I just like talking about the black quarterbacks because, as I keep pointing out, when I was a young kid, all these young kids today, they got half the damn league black. When I was, it was all white quarterbacks. So I like talking about blackness, people. Okay, I'm a black man. If you ain't noticed, I ain't white. I ain't trying to hate on them. I just like talking about the brothers. That's it, plain and simple. So if you watch my videos, it's all about black people or black quarterbacks. No, I gotta mention the white guys because it's the NFL. I watch all the NFL. People think I just watch, but I'm primarily checking out the black quarterback. If there's a game with a black quarterback, I'm watching that game. I don't care how I'll watch Bryce Young. Okay? Cam Ward, I don't care. Spencer Rattler and the Saints, I just want to see the black guys do well. Period. That's it. So some of my other losers, Geno Smith, he had a QBR of 19.1. Man, I tried watching that game, and Geno and them, they came out early, and I think they went up 3-0, and that was about it. I just looked at not the Lions, but the Colts. They had 20 in the second and 20 in the third. I think they won 40-something. Geno. Personally, the Raiders, I couldn't continue with Geno as the starter as much as I just couldn't. I mean, but the Raiders don't got many options, man. Aiden O'Connell, I think, is their backup. I didn't check, but I believe he is. But what I mean, come on, Geno. And all the interceptions ain't your fault. It ain't my fault. But it don't matter. If you get intercepted, you threw it, it's your fault. I mean, the quarterbacks, you get the glory when the team wins, and you should take fault 90% of the time when they lose. You know, unless like the Rams, that guy fumbled at the goal line 2 times. I mean, come on. And the coach is still like, okay, I'm still... Man, if that was Bill Belichick, definitely a man from the Cowboys way back in the day, Jimmy Johnson. I don't want to see him again. I don't go to the bench. When you learn how to hold the ball, then you'll come back in the game. We'll start with practice after this game, okay? Every time you got the ball, we're going to try to knock it out your hands. If you got the ball, take this ball, hold it the whole damn practice. 2 times at the goal line. And the 49ers, they didn't have a starting quarterback. Kittle was gone. 2 of their starting wide receivers. I'm like, how? Wow. But the 49er defense was not giving in. They were not selling out. But the Rams should have won that game going away. Period. Anyway, Justin Fields. Man, look. Aaron Glenn was a great DB. I mean, he was great. Justin Fields, man, I don't know if he... What? You got Tyrod Taylor. I mean, come on. Tyrod is just a backup. I got a Tyrod Taylor jersey from when he was with... I think it was San Diego Superchargers. No, it was just San Diego Chargers. So I got the Tyrod Taylor jersey. I try to buy as many black quarterback jerseys as I can. If I had the money, I ain't saying I would have everyone in the league, but I would have all the teams I don't. I would have all 32 teams. I got about 20 now, so I need about 12 more. And Cam Ward, I ain't got a Cam Ward Tennessee Titan jersey. I will be getting that. Okay? But Justin Fields, he had a QBR of 24.3 and a rating of 100.2. So that's what I'm saying. How the disparity, and I don't have all his stats in front of me because I don't write down the losing stats anymore. It's just they lost. But the big disparity there, it's like 66, 76 points. I mean, I get it, he lost. And he may have had an interception. I'm sorry, I didn't write all his statistics down. But that QBR is rough. And then Jalen Hurts, they're talking about their passing game. But he had a quarterback rating of 100.8, and his QBR was 55. But he was sacked 6 times for minus 23. And so... Denver, I believe that's who they played. The Broncos, they just weren't giving up. I mean, they play hard for that coach, Sean Payton, and they act like he's some great coach because he won a Super Bowl. But he ain't done nothing since that Super Bowl, right? I don't think so. If I'm wrong, my apology. But the Eagles should have won that. And Denver, I'll take the Chargers over Denver. I'm sorry. As far as that division goes, if Patrick don't rise up, but I'll take the Chargers. As much as I don't like Justin Herbert, I'll take him over Bo Nix. Who somebody, I don't know what show I watched earlier this year before the season started. Somebody picked them to win that division. I'm like, am I paying you? You used to play for the Broncos? Is your wife cheerleads for them or what? I mean, look, they decent. They good. I just don't see them winning that division. I'll take the Chiefs or the Chargers. You know, definitely ain't going to be the Raiders. We know that for sure. And finally, Tua, like I said, he had a QBR of 80.4 in a losing effort. I mean, his QBR was higher than a lot of winning quarterbacks. And a rating of 122. That's because he had 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. I didn't write down his completions and attempts or yardage because he lost. He was a losing quarterback. So I just want to point out a couple of things. You know. But, like I said, people, the NFL is heating up. And I just love talking about it. Having fun. Excuse me if I can talk. Fun watching the NFL. I don't have a favorite team anymore. My favorite team is whoever the black quarterback is playing for. Now, obviously, some black quarterbacks are better than others. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. The last 2, Jalen and Patrick, have won Super Bowls. Patrick, I heard a stat while I was watching that game last night. Today is Tuesday, right? It's just Tuesday. I think he said he's played in the AFC Championship game every year he started. So, for him not to get there would be huge. But Patrick's played in 5 Super Bowls. So maybe not every year he started. I think he started 6 or 7. But he's played in 5 Super Bowls. He's won 3 and lost 2 to Tom Brady, one of the best. Some people say the best. And they lost to Jalen Hurts in them last year. So, I don't know if Patrick and them are going to get there this year. It's going to be a rough going, tough sledding. I think they're 2-3. This is week 5. We're heading into week 6. The NFL comes at you fast and quick. Thursday night is the Giants and the Eagles. I think it's in Philly. Now, look, they should beat the Eagles. I mean, they should beat the Giants. Dare I say easily? Because I'm not out there in the trenches, and these players are playing. They're making buku dollars. So they're trying to win hard, I gotta believe. But when I was watching the Raiders and the Colts just on the replay on YouTube, it looked like a couple Raiders. I think the score was like 34, whatever. They just gave up on a run. My man scored. It was close in, but I mean, like, if you losing, like the Raiders are losing, you got to start looking at the quarterback, right? You're like, hey, man, we be playing our butts off, and you keep throwing interceptions, and we don't have a damn chance. So I think of all the black QBs, I don't know. I think he might be. Well, I've been hearing stuff about him and Pete Carroll from the Seattle days, but Geno, I don't know, man. It's just like you don't give them a chance to win, bro. I mean, they won and beat New England in Week 1, and after watching that young boy beat Buffalo, I mean, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. I didn't think Buffalo was gonna lose for a while, for a moment, but that's a division game, and division games are different than when they play out of the division. They don't know the team as well. They play, in the case of New England and Buffalo, they play twice a year, so their defense is like, he ain't nothing special. Speaking about Josh Allen, there was this video clip of Josh Allen calling somebody. I think he either said the MF or a bitch or somebody. He pulled his helmet off. It was during the game. It should have been a penalty. See, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes things they let go, and then sometimes they don't. So somebody pointed that out. Like, I think it was a video clip on X, Twitter. It's like, hey, look at him. Look at Josh Allen. He's calling that player. I don't know what player it was. He's like, and he mouthed it. And when you say mother, your mouth has to go a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I love my black QBs, baby. Black QB Forum, blackqbsineffect.com website. This is all I do is talk about the black quarterback. I ain't breaking all the games down. That ain't me. But as I pointed out to you, I'm not your average fan. Nothing against the average fan. The average fan thinks about their team only, and they don't want to hear nothing about no other team. So that ain't me. And I'm not some super analyst gonna break a game down and tell you why this team should win or lose. That ain't me. I just like watching it and seeing how the young black kids do, because they are a kid to me. I'm 61. These guys in their 20s. I'm 3 times their age almost in some cases. So, anyway, the BQF, baby, Black Quarterback Forum. Week 5 is done. Week 6 straight ahead. Thursday night game. We're going to see what the Eagles do. But, hey, that young rookie quarterback in New York. No, I will say this about the young cats. They got legs. They got some speed and quickness. They young. They hungry. Their body ain't been broken up and beaten up and all that. And so the Eagles will have their hands full. And if they don't, I think the Eagles defense going to bring it. It's the offense. A.J. Brown writing cryptic messages and, reading a book on the sideline. How can I be a better human being? I mean, come on, man. If I'm the coach of the Eagles, I'd be like, get the F out of here with that bullshit on the sideline. You need to be into the game. You can just sit there and sulk, but don't be reading no damn book like, please, come on. I have no idea about A.J. Brown. I haven't studied him. But the reading a book on the sidelines? Come on, give me a break with that shit, man. You better be into this damn game. Just because you ain't getting the ball that much, it happens. But someone told me to look at his numbers. Oh, my goodness. He's nowhere in the top 15 to 20. So I can understand him being mad. But then someone was talking about not the bonuses, the peaks in the not the peaks either, but all the extra stuff in the contract. If you make 100 catches and X yards, you get another 20, 30,000, whatever the case. So I don't know his contract. I'm not that type of person who'll be studying contracts, and all I know is their offense, they need to play better. So anyway, that's week 5, people. Buki, excuse me if I can talk. I'm trying to say black and B. The BQF Black Quarterback Forum and Black QBs is QBSineffect.com website. So everybody that goes and checks out my information, I love it. I'm not trying to make money off this. Like I just said, I just love talking about the black quarterback in a way that the average person on TV, even the black guys, are not going to say. Okay? So, you see my line in the background, baby. And it's not, I don't know what the hell that Puma is. The form of a line, right? That's why I got my Puma hat on today. So, but anyway, you know I love my Nike. I got my Jordan poster. Basketball starting soon. Anyway, this is about football here, baby. I love it. Whoever's watching, I hope your team wins. If they got a black quarterback, I definitely hope they win. It's got black on black crime sometime, you know. It happens in football too. I'll get at you. PQF, baby.